Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build model kits and hang out with you. First and foremost, before I even put uh, anything in the old chat there, I'm going to throw the Barricade leg of the Seth emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can say hi back to me. I literally, as I was about to say that, as I was about to go live, I did have a spam message in there, and so I had to take care of business there first. Hello, Lord Crashington. Hello, Lashbrook. Harold, thank you for hosting. It is a Monday night. We are model kit building. We're hanging out. It's Memorial Day. Harold's here. Heck yeah. Um, in the U.S., it is Memorial Day, Monday. Some people had the day off. Some people worked. Some people, every day is Memorial Day. Uh, and I'm here. I'm going to build a model kit. We got this Jegan right here. Jegan Blast Master. It's a great name. Great kit. It is Gundam build fighters, I believe. And it's got a bunch of weapons on it, and we're going to build even more weapons. We did that. We did one leg. We're going to do the other leg. We're going to do the waist. Finish the backpack up. Put on its weapons. Call it a day. If we finish early with that kit, we will start the next kit, which my $10 patrons over on Patreon voted that they wanted to see me build a kit from 1995. That's right. They've not redone the Devil Gundam in modern times, and we're going to build the Devil Gundam next. If you're saying, Pat, that looks like a Gundam popped out of the head of a Gundam, you're right. It's the Devil Gundam. Or the Dark Gundam, if you're a G Gundam dub enthusiast. But it's a Devil Gundam. Mr. Bob's here. Hi, Mr. Bob. Harold says I've got 3 screens going right now, but I'm here. Well, I'm glad you're here, my friend. If you got stuff going on, I understand. A Gundam Voltron, says Lord Crashton. I mean, it's just like it is arguably the most evil of all Gundams, and it is nightmare fuel. And I knew it was going to win the poll for my $10 patrons, and right now it is winning that poll, and we'll work on it next. Now, do I have a real grade coming? That's a pretty cool real grade from like 2000 something or other, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes, that's coming. It should be here tomorrow. When I get that, that will be the next thing we build, but we might start a Devil Gundam sooner than that. So I don't know. We are going to wait to see if you folks want to join us before we get into the build portion. You know, this is a little pre-show segment where we say hi. Hi to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Build with Baer Workshop. And we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about, hey, Dirty, welcome. We're going to talk about building. We're going to talk about, I went on a virtual tour of an apartment today because I am going to move for July 1st. And I went to see a place virtually and did not enjoy that place, and I would not move in there. We'll get into that a little bit. It's nothing a lot to say. There is a funny thing that is said about that I can say about that place, which I will, share with y'all. And I'll talk a little bit about bonus streams that are coming up that I'm involved in. One of which is here on this channel. 2 of which are on other channels, one of which I can talk about. Can't talk about the other. Can talk about the first one. The other one I can talk about later. But we'll talk about all of those things. And I just said talk a whole lot. Anyway, I'm going to retweet. We're going to go to the overhead. We're going to get building. It's going to be a thing. Happy Monday. Let's build because it is Monday. And do I forget what day it is constantly? Yes. That's why I have alarms, and I have calendar reminders, and I have all kinds of things dedicated solely to me remembering when things are happening. Before we get farther into the build here, because we got to work on the other leg, just want to point out, I love this part here, that this piece comes out to stabilize it for when it's using its shoulder. It's double X solar-powered rockets, blasters, that it's got a little thing there. I think that's very cool. Also, notice the difference between the creamy, bad cream. Hey, Epic Open World, welcome. the different oranges. There is a difference between these two oranges, and it is very nice. That is just a nice little touch. I'm just saying you gave me a solid panic attack because I didn't even touch my work laptop today. Will Asbrook, it is Memorial Day Monday, so it's a different kind of Monday. Here in the United States of America, it is a holiday for a lot of people. Not everybody, but some people. And for other people, it's just a Monday. And other people, time has no meaning and everything doesn't make any sense. And the fact that it is, 4-day weekend for some. Some people had 3-day weekends. Some people have no weekends ever. Other people woke up today and went, it's the 25th of May? Where did May go? Epic says, yes, it is almost June. Epic Open World, you are not wrong. It is almost June. And that is nonsense. Whoops, I knocked over. All right, if and when somebody wants me to use the a soundboard, I will retrieve the soundboard and pick that up. All right, so instead of talking, I'm going to talk about my virtual tour of an apartment that I do not want to move into. We will get to that because it's fun to talk about that. Let's talk about the nicest thing first. And the nice thing first that I could talk about is bada bada bada, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. I'm going to be on a stream this Sunday with very popular, cool people. I'm going to be appearing this Sunday starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific, on Loading Ready Runs Twitch channel as part of Kathleen's Island Tours, which is an Animal Crossing stream. It is a combination of two things. The first half is usually visiting people who are on a Discord call, and you see Kathleen's perspective as they go and visit and check out these cool islands. And then the second, towards the end of the stream, they visit islands from their Discord community, people that have worked on stuff, and take them on a tour. And occasionally, there are people on the call who don't play Animal Crossing, like me, who are Animal Crossing enthusiasts, like me, who are Animal Crossing stream enthusiasts, like me. Because that stream is chill as hell. Also, it is a great stream, and also I'm excited because I think that some folks in the Loading Red community know who I am already. Some folks in the Loading Ready Run community might know me from PAX, but don't know that I stream. And some folks in that community don't know me at all. So I'm excited for several hundred people live and many, many more on the VOD and many, many more on the YouTube archive later to find out more about me, Pat Baer, and what I do. And I will attempt to not curse that much. I'm going to try real hard not to curse because they try not to curse on that stream, that particular stream. And I'm going to try to be just like ask the right questions. I'm going to ooh and ah a lot. I'm going to try not to steal focus when it's not time to steal focus. And just be a pleasant guest. It's a good stream, says Harold. It is a good stream. I'm very excited. So that's this Sunday, May 27th, 30th? What? 31st. May 31st. This Sunday, May 31st, I will be a guest on Loading Ready Runs, Kathleen's Island Tours. I'm very excited about it. Now, June 3rd, which is a Wednesday in the future, the far distant future of not too long from now, there's a Wednesday coming up. I am also going to be on a stream that night. So I won't be doing a bonus stream that week because it's a Wednesday night. And that Tuesday I have things I got to do, so I'm not going to be streaming that night either. So that week I won't have a bonus on my stream. But I will be on another bonus stream. But I don't know if I can promote that yet. I am waiting to hear if that is a thing that I can like tell people I'm doing. So when I know that I can tell y'all about that stuff, I will make sure that I get the word out to folks. And of course, twitter.com/PatBaer is the best way to see that because I do promote myself and what I'm up to and what I'm doing. And so that is a good way to know what's going on with me. Now, those are other people's cool streams that I'm taking part in. One I can talk about, as I said. One, June 3rd, can't talk about yet. We'll talk about in the future. But that's not what I'm going to talk about for this Wednesday. This Wednesday, here on this very channel, on my own stream that I run for me and you, I'm going to show some comedy wrestling stuff. It is last week was a very difficult week in the world of wrestling. Some folks were taken too soon in the world of professional wrestling, and it has bled over unto today, where no one passed away, but there was a lot of negativity out there, unwarranted negativity pushed out that was just completely unnecessary and inaccurate. It's just nonsense. So, in order to combat that as best I can in my own way, I'm going to show some cool comedy wrestling shit this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. It is the funny stuff. It is the fun stuff. If you have not seen the comedic side of wrestling, check it out. I will be I did this once before and really had a good time with it. It's fun to kind of talk about it and talk about the processes and talk about different styles. I'm going to showcase lots of cool people. Some you may know, some you may not know, in an attempt to showcase the lighter side of the world of comedic wrestling. What am I doing wrong here? What am I doing? Oh, okay, yes. Now I know what I'm doing wrong here. Okay. I was looking at the wrong section. Are you telling us, Pat, that you'll be playing Fortnite on Abby's Shenanigans stream video series trying to get St. Vince to play with her? Epic World, I am not telling you that. So, yeah. I am not doing that. I'm not telling you that even jokingly. Ig just subscribed with Twitch Prime. That's 3 months on a 3-month streak. Thank you so much, Ig. I dropped my soundboard. Here's my soundboard. Let's throw the Bear Kid Lego Seth emote. And thank very much to you, Ig, for that. And throw some emotes in there. Thank you so much for renewing. Reminder, folks, if you use Twitch Prime, you got to manually renew that. If you use Cash Money, it will automatically renew. And thank you very much for supporting me here in the nonsense that I do on these stream of things. It means the world to me. All right, so this goes like this, click that, click that. Right. What's going on here? What's going on here? This. Oh, I put this on wrong. Oh, and Ig redeemed the gong. Ig wants to see that gong, hear that gong, live that gong. If Abby does have you on, you should make sure you bring a gong into it some point. Of course, Lord Crashington. And Lord Crashington also wants me to hit that gong. I'm going to hit that gong. There you go. Yeah, no, my big goals, as always, when it comes to the nonsense out there, is N117. Okay, so I think I got the wrong. Yeah, okay, so I grabbed the wrong one. That's what happened here. That's what happened here. Okay. Did this wrong. My goal is to always have that gong going there. Gong time. Oh, Dirty also wants that gong. Gotta hit that gong. And Harold wants that gong. Oh boy, everybody was saving their points up. Nobody I didn't do any sound effects or gongs on Saturday. Y'all saving them up. Okay, here we go. Gong. Gong. And then 2 soundboards. We got 2 soundboard times in here. So here's the soundboard. We'll do... And then... And... And then Harold also has, once we hit the soundboard, so we'll do... Great. Soundboard has been used. People using up all their points, getting me to do things like that, and that's fine. Okay, I understand, y'all. You got points saved up. You want to use them. That's cool. I do want to get a little bit of this done. I am not here to spoil things. Thank you very much for using your points, channel points. Thank you for watching streams. Hey, you got to watch streams to get those points. So thank you. Thank you for your continued support. Thanks for watching. Reminder about, Twitch Prime and all that. Check your thing. See when you need to put the update in and all that. But thanks for being here. I do appreciate it very much. All right, so I'm going to do this. This goes here. Yeah, I had put the wrong piece on because I was looking at the wrong step. Now I'm doing the right step. Great. Looks like that. Looks like that. Looks like that. Looks like that. And that goes like that. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Content, indeed. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to show a bunch of video clips. Sometimes they will be short little segments. Sometimes they will be longer pieces. But the overall thing is that they're going to be all video clips that I think are just fun and good, and hopefully are things that people can appreciate. Why does this look weird? Sorry, y'all. What is going on here? This has got to go. It looks like this. It looks like that. It looks like this. That's how it looks. Okay. And then this piece goes in here. The smaller. That is not the right size, though. Did I attach this? I attached this part wrong. Okay. I am all sorts of out of it right now. Yeah, the Cheddar Master, indeed. Hobby Hopper. This color is so... It's just lovely combinations of colors for this. But it is a cheesy blast, indeed. Oh, man, goldfish. Y'all, I said that really loudly for no good reason. Except that, like... Oh, man, goldfish. Like, I'll say this. It's been a hot minute since I had some goldfish. I could go for some goldfish. Because it has been a bit. That is not a thing that I look for at the grocery store. And I might have to change that. I might have to switch things up and go for the goldfish. Because now I want some goldfish. Well, there you go. All right. Fixed it. Did it right. Had to reverse some things. Luckily, I got the proper tools for that. Have you thought about changing from MNC to Model Builder? No. I haven't. Not necessarily hobby. I think early on, it seemed like the right category for me was makers and crafting rather than model builder as a category. Yeah, because I know it's new, and it might be more accurate. Here's my thing. While I do model kit building, I do Lego set stuff, and it might fit better into the category of model builder. I have to see what other people are doing in that category, right? And where makers and crafting is very broad and wide in what the people do in that category, I think I fit in there. I would want to make sure that people who are looking in that category, like if you're looking in makers and crafting and you're like, uh, oh, oh, someone's doing gunpla. Oh, I know what that is. Cool. Or oh, I'd rather just see some knitting. Oh, there's this person doing knitting. That's cool. With model kit, honestly, with model builders, I think that you know there might be people who are just way more like skilled and quote unquote professional than I am. I've always considered myself to be uh real big old on hobby. Uh while I don't think that I am a let's try level because I am generally doing stuff that I at least have some belief in my abilities. I do think that yeah, I think that like I do fit a little bit better in the category, but I don't know. That's a good point. Um, Epic says every time I tune in to Kate Stark's stream, she at some point she eats goldfish, and I think I should buy some of those, and then I never do. Epic Open World, you are stuck in a vicious cycle of not buying goldfish when you have the opportunity to buy goldfish. So I'm sorry. I hope someday that you are able to buy goldfish. Uh, and you can fulfill that, fulfill your prophecy and get the gold fish. Yeah, makers and crafting I think does get more traffic. I also it is while I do want people who are looking at categories, looking for something to watch. I'm always welcome for those folks. New folks, gotta have new folks because people do move on, try their things. They can't really, the schedule changes. They find other things they're interested in. They find I actually don't want to watch streams that much anymore, or whatever it is. While I'm aware of all of that, and you do want to bring in new people, I also know that I have a small crew of lovely, dedicated folks who are here quite often for when I stream, and I am not chasing. I'm not chasing that looky loo. I'm definitely mostly concerned with making sure the folks that are here that have been here for a while still engage and still like what I'm doing and what I'm up to. And that that's kind of what I've always focused on because I do have the benefit of I have built up my own little audience over the years of from convention stuff and New York comedy stuff and being a friend of various sites with large audiences. Because if you don't think that I'm going to promote this when I'm on Loading Ready Run on Sunday, I mean you didn't think I would you knew I was going to do that. I'm going to tell people to come check me out. I did Tom Dyke's stream, which is a little charity stream on Friday. It was nice. Not too many people, but good people in there. But the very first thing when Tom said, hey, Pat, what do you want to tell the people about? And I was just like, they can follow me at Pat Baer. We'll link that in the chat and tell them about this. If they want to check out what I do, check out some model kit building and some Lego stuff and occasional games things and occasional weird other things looking at comedy wrestling matches that we're going to do on Wednesday, to come check me out because I still want more people to come see what I'm up to, but I'm not chasing strangers. My goal with this channel, the growth, the things I'm definitely interested in doing, are trying new things like adding papercraft things in now and again, trying out different stuff. I would like to do. I've been on the lookout for some Harry Potter Lego because it's one of the few licensed one of the few licensed Lego sets, genres or properties. That's what I was looking for. That I haven't done. So I'm on the hunt for that. They're expensive, but I'm on the hunt for that. We haven't done anything with Jurassic Park, either old school stuff or the Jurassic World. I'd like to do that. But I'm mostly not really concerned with chasing numbers and making sure I'm buying 2020 kits. I'm not buying every of premium Bandai releases, and so that as soon as it comes in, I can build that because I've never really been about that. I'm getting tired of the Animal Crossing content. Understand why everyone loves it, but I think I've seen what I need to see. I understand. Only thing I want to watch at this point is animal talking. That's because it's not really about Animal Crossing. Epic, I totally understand, and I get that. For me, it is soothing. But also, like, I think after a while, everything can kind of get a little tiresome. Any stream, like, you know, uh, I don't really watch a lot of Hearthstone streamers anymore, and that used to be almost exclusively what I watched. Uh, Kate Stark, you mentioned Kate before. I love Kate, but like, I really don't want to watch her play Battlegrounds. I just don't really. I'm not into that right now. When she tries other weirder things, I'm definitely more interested in seeing that. But I don't like just. I'm not up for it, and that's fine. And I'm not demanding that she play exactly what I want her to play. And I get why you might be tired and done with Animal Crossing because like so many people focused on that because they were really enjoying it or because the audience was really responding to it. So I get that. For me, it is good, relaxing stuff. Um, and seeing the creativity of people and all that is really fun to see what people have done and what people worked on, which is why like the variety stuff is fun for that. Whereas if you're just watching the same person and all they're doing is playing Animal Crossing, you can maybe get tired of it. And I get that. Um, Again, as always, uh, uh, like people who used to be here every stream and now they're here every week. They come in. They're like, Thursdays will be the day I watch Pat do that stuff. Uh, do you see that motherfucking Sting is going to be on Animal Talking playing new music? Yes. Uh, Sting is releasing a new song on Animal Talking as part of, promotional work that Sting's people, somebody must have suggested, hey, this is a weird way to do it. Why not do this? Which whoever pitched that to Sting, that rules. That means that Sting has some good people on his team. That somebody was just like, hey, did you see that Danny Trejo is like doing this thing? Did you see this thing? What should we like? Yeah, we should add that to the list because, like, we're gonna have you go on the late shows. You do this too. It's bizarre and weird, and I don't understand how. I mean, look, I shouldn't say that. I understand how all of that works. It's still weird, even if I get it. If I understand how all these things are happening, it's still fucking weird as hell. Um, I used to like watching a streamer play Marvel Heroes, but then they switched to Eve, and I ended up dropping off the stream. Yeah, and then they switched times. Dirty, that's huge when they switch times. I can't imagine Sting doing emotes. I would have thought that Sting, more likely to be Animal Talking, would be the wrestler. I don't know. No, I think the musician is more likely. Because so far, none of the professional wrestlers who are gamers. Well, there are some that are playing Animal Crossing, but none of them are streaming Animal Crossing right now because that's where you're more likely to get wrestlers. Uh, yeah. Look, I don't. It's totally possible, Epic Open World, that Sting is playing and actively playing. What's more likely is that somebody who Sting leans on for things that someone that Sting talks to and asks questions about like, well, what do people like? Because I'm Sting and I don't know anymore. That someone was just like, this is a thing you can do, and they was like, oh, cool. Sting ever talked about Dune? I don't know, Dirty. I assume so. But for the most part, it's like uh, there are people who have appeared on but like in the same way that there was a stand up that did Animal Talking pretty recently, and it was a set that was recorded uh in advance, which I think is the way to do that. If you're going to do a stand-up set in a on a virtual set, having it be a pre-recorded thing makes the most sense, because otherwise you are just doing it for the few people on the Discord call, and that's a weird thing. So I think that was actually the smart way to do it. So it'll be interesting to see what, if anything, uh, some of these performances are. For the most part, I just think it's fun. I think it's neat. I think it's very neat and cool. I'm happy for Gary that he gets to do these odd things. That a silly idea of his took off and people got behind it and rallied behind it, I think is rad. Um, and it is a cool, weird thing. Um, and yeah, more power to him. Uh, I hope that he gets cool, interesting guests, and more people hear about it. And also, I hope that Animal Talking, being the odd success that it is, maybe some people who even folks that are just like, I don't know, yeah, I have a Switch, I got one, I don't know, yeah, I don't know why I got it, are like, oh, Animal Crossing, that is a thing I want to play. Like, I hope there are some people that like legitimately find out about Animal Crossing because of that. You never know. You never know where things are going to take people and where things are going to be find out about things. Um, Sometimes you find out about your new favorite thing from a weird places. And strange places. Hi, everybody that's here. Welcome to the Baer Workshop. Working on the Jegan Blast Master. We are working on the waist right now. This kit is pretty simple high grade build. The I think the Build Fighters high grades make a lot of sense and pretty streamlined in a good way. Uh, they've been pretty fun builds. I will say, I was setting up not setting up. I was getting ready. The Devil Gundam just opened up to get it, out of the package and packages and stuff, and got it prepped. That it is. There's not many stickers in it, which is surprising, but I'm not complaining certainly. Aristofan just subscribed. That's 21 months with Tier 1 for 21 months. Thank you so much, Aristofan. Let's hit the applause there on this. Let's hold the Bear Cave Lego. Scythe if you're a Tier 2, if you're one of our Tier 2s. And thank Aristofan so much for renewing their subscription. Reminder, folks, even if you use Cash Money, if it's time to renew and that pop-up comes up there, click on it so I can say thank you on the stream, because it does mean a lot to me. And it's legitimately the least I can do is say thank you. I did today, because I'll promote the Patreon later. I did get a new $10 patron, and I'm back over $150, which is great. I was not worried about that. I knew that it would bounce back at some point, but it was nice to see that that somebody had come in to support at the high level, because it's a weird time. And now transitioning into talking about it, I am moving out of my apartment. I do not want to move, but I need to move. I cannot really afford this rent, and I certainly cannot afford double the rent, which I'm currently paying, because my roommate moved out, and I have been unable to find someone to move in. So I am looking. I'm looking for some place that is less expensive. I think that is the way to go, is to go someplace smaller, less expensive. Clearly, I'm looking for a place with stable internet, because streaming is a thing that is important to me, and I want to be able to keep doing. So I'll be looking for a place with decent, stable internet. I hope to go wired. Wireless will make do with. With streams I watch, Typical World, in ways I didn't expect. For example, I'm watching less Giant Bomb stuff. The pandemic has turned the team into a bunch of solo Twitch streamers, and that is why I come to you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that if, like, Alex's drum streams aren't doing it for you. That the streaming content might not be what you're looking for. I get that. Like I think they're trying to figure out what they are and what they're doing here. So I understand that. If watching them all day isn't what you want, and you prefer some quick looks, and you're just gonna watch them on there, and the extra bonus podcast stuff isn't up your alley. Like I get that. I think that different people have rewarded differently. I know I have a few friends that are like, I am not watching some streams that I used to watch anymore because there's like because the chat has changed because their favorite streamer is streaming during the day now because their commute is there isn't they don't have a commute. Uh, Fan says currently I'm working from home and have watched more Giant Bomb than ever. Finally subscribed this month. Yeah, because you're working from home and suddenly you can watch a lot more. You're able to, and people have found that some folks that would do daytime streaming because it was convenient for them suddenly have uh, uh, more people watching during the day and looking for content during the day. And there are some people who are like, yeah, I just like, I'm not really watching streams at all. Uh, Nobody is listening to podcasts. That not look, and not nobody. Plenty of people are listening to podcasts. Um, but less people are listening to podcasts than were previously. Or they're not listening on their apps. They're not listening on their phones. They're downloading them directly to their computers because they're going to watch them, or they're going to actual Libsyn and finding it there because they're running it on their computer speakers in the living room while they wash dishes in the kitchen or whatever they're doing. But they're not like listening to podcasts on their phones. Some people certainly are, but the everyone I know who has a podcast has said that, yeah, their numbers have definitely gone down. Yes, no commute. Yeah, like people, a lot of people don't have a commute anymore. Um, yeah, Mr. Bob. But I understand if you come to them for them interacting with one another, maybe the podcasts are still where you're looking for with Giant Bomb, or you may be looking for things where they have some guests. I have 19 unplayed podcasts. Uh, yeah, I mean I have podcasts, so I have a lot of podcasts that like I'm just I have like several episodes of them to listen to still that I just haven't listened to. Because I've been doing other things, and other ones that I do try to keep up with. Like, I want to hear the New Day podcast. So, like, I will go out of my way to make sure that I've heard the New Day podcast. Sometimes I don't finish it till Tuesday, but then I'm watching the Giant Bombcast live, so I'm not hearing that podcast live. It's just on while I'm doing other things, and I'm sometimes behind because I've paused it or doing whatever. But yeah, um, it's a weird thing. Anyway, so I am looking for a new apartment. I'm hopefully going to have a smaller place, find something to move into. I want to talk about that briefly. It is going to work out and it's going to be okay, but it is weird to go on a virtual tour. So, uh, I went to uh, yes, Epico World. I still plan on living in New York. I'm looking for a room for rent here in New York still, because at some point theater will come back in some form or another, and even if there are less butts in the seats, there will still need to be somebody in the booth. So the plan is to still continue to to work at some point. So I'm staying in New York. We'll see what happens with that, but that's the plan. So stay in New York, find a place to move into. Went on a virtual tour today for a place. Photos were definitely different than what I saw in the on this person's phone on the walking tour of it. Uh, um, the photos led me to believe that this was a 3 bedroom. It is a 3 bedroom, but it is a railroad apartment style. Uh, um, which I don't have a problem with railroad apartments. So if you don't know railroad apartments, it just means that it is like um, there's not hallways traditionally. There's the hallway for the apartment building, but it's just a room, door, room, door. So the living room, bedroom. So you might walk through a bedroom to get to another bedroom, or you have to walk through a bedroom to get to the kitchen or bathroom or all that. And then sometimes people solve that by, oh, well, the back bedroom has a door that also goes out into the hallway, and they use that a lot. Um, uh, this did not say it was a railroad. And then when I was like, hey, this is a railroad apartment, they were like, oh, yeah. And I was like, well, how often do the people in the back bedroom use, is there a door? It's like, oh, there's not a door. It was a converted space. So there's not a door out to the hallway from there. So we just, and I was like, so the room that I'm looking at right now would, people would just, you or another roommate would just walk through it or could walk through it all the time? And they were like, yes. I was like, oh, you should tell people that. And to his credit, the guy goes, yeah, people don't like that, so I don't mention it if I don't have to. And I was like, yeah, it sucks. And then he was like, so it is for June 1st. And I was like, oh, that I not know. And the guy's like, oh. I was like, yeah, the ad said July 1st. And he went, oh, you're answering that ad. And I was like, what? He was like, well, yeah, we put up the July ad because if we say June 1st, people who want July 1st aren't going to say anything. We don't want that. We want them to move in June 1st. And I was like, what? Are we just, am I, what? Like, it was one of those things where I was like, I understand. The person is hustling and doing their thing. But I was like, you are bad at this. You are bad at getting me interested in moving into this apartment. You're doing just doing a real bad job. I was like, yeah, no, I'm okay. And I have this thing. So originally, I was trying to get someone to move into my spare bedroom here, right? Could not get that done. Tried my dangdest. Could not get that to work. Which is why I'm moving out, because I just had a bad time getting someone to be able to move in. So instead, I'm going to move. But so I understand the hustle of getting someone to move in, but I was just like, one thing that people don't do is when they're done seeing a place. Here's the thing: it's very awkward when you're seeing a place in person to at the end of it go, I do not want to move in here. Nobody does that, and everyone understands that you don't do that. Maybe some people do that, but most people don't do that. They don't say, honestly, there's no way in hell I'm moving into this apartment. They don't say that. They just don't move in. And that's understandable, and I get that, and I got nothing but respect for that. Like, you do you got to do you got to do what's best for you. I get that, understand. But when you're seeing something virtually and you're not seeing that person, I was just like, yeah, okay, just so you know, I'm definitely not interested. I'm not interested in the railroad and can't do June 1st. So I think I'm going to pass. And the guy was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm not interested. And apparently people had just been doing the whole ghosting thing. So he was very surprised that I didn't want to move in. But I was like, okay, bye. Yeah, Mr. Bob is right. It felt real wrong, and it felt real weird. Everything felt off about it. And, like, I'm a pretty good judge. Because also, like, there's now two steps. There's virtual tour, and then there's actual tour. Like, I'm going to go to a place and look at it. I'm not going to move into a place without seeing it. And I'm going to take on that risk because I got to take on that risk. And, of course, it's, things are progressing in a way that I have to, I'm going to take care of myself and look out for myself and do all the necessary precautions as best I can to protect myself and to not, but I'm not going to I'm going to move in. I'm going to look at the apartment, the bedroom, or whatever. So anyway, that didn't work out, but it's okay. I got to look at this. Ooh, how weird. Okay, I'm going to say this right now, folks. This is a non sequitur because I got an email. Uh, why does my 2019 cool nicknames video have so many views on YouTube? Why does it have so many views? It shouldn't have this many views. If you don't know, a thing that I did was in 2019, I did a fundraising campaign in order to GoFundMe in order to have enough money to go to PAX West. And that's fine. But for some reason, that video has just done phenomenal numbers, and I don't know why. But like this one's a spam message that came in here, which is fine. That's fine. But why? Why is this video doing so well? Why does it have 4,000 views? It's a video where I just give people who gave me money nicknames. And it's called Cool Nicknames 2019. And it has almost 4,000 views. And it gets spam messages. And it's just a video where I give people cool nicknames. And I forget how many people I give nicknames to, but it should only be one view per person and a couple views of me testing to make sure it works. And it shouldn't be anything more than that. I don't know why anyone would watch it who is not someone I gave a nickname to. And I also don't know why spammers are looking up cool nicknames as one of their things to look up. But literally, the spam message, I like looking at the videos of the people that leave messages. It having a simple title could be the reason. Yeah, that's possible. I like looking up the what videos these spammers like, because the spam message was, this should go viral, which is like, or, hey, can we be friends? Or, hey, can we like help each other? Or like we should join forces? Or it's like it's one of those messages are the most common spam messages that are out there these days. It seems like anyway. And all of them are they have 3 videos up, and most of the videos, almost all the videos are either how to get followers on YouTube or how to get people watching your Fortnite videos, which makes sense. But I don't know. I don't know. It's so weird. I'm like, why? Because I hadn't noticed it the other day. Hey, Pat, I'm totally not a bot. Please be my friend. Help me, viral star. Yes. And then here on Twitch, it's generally, hey, I really like what you're doing. I want to draw some fan art of your character. Let me DM you. Or send me your email or something like that. And it is generally people who like literally say character in their thing, and you're like, I am not playing a video game right now. You want to draw me free fan art? Well, here's the thing. Nobody works for free. And I pay artists. I paid Xandra for each of the emotes that she made. All 3 emotes, which I'm going to put in chat right now, just because Xandra made all of these cool emotes, and I'm grateful. But I paid her money. I transferred money, and I paid her in U.S. money. Mike Am is rating with a party of 9. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here. Welcome to Baer Workshop. We're building a cool model kit, and you're here now, so welcome. All right, we're going to combine these together. We got our color pages. Always got a couple color pages when you're working on a high-grade kit like this. So we are now going to combine. Raiders came in at a perfect time because we are now body complete. Once I attach this, we're body complete here on our kit, and now we just have to work on the beam weapons that go on here, and then there's the machine gun. I think that has to be put on too. But yeah, So yeah, we are now body complete. Ooh, I gotta turn off this. Turn off. Autofocus. I thought was off, but it was not. But yeah, welcome, welcome. Yeah, this is the Jegan Blast Master from Gundam Build Fighters. Um, it is based on the Jegan model kit with some additions. It's got I think this is a Strike Gundams chest thing. It's got these beam things, which like why don't more Gundams have weapons on the skirt? It makes so much sense. Uh, and then I think the feet are supposed to have. I don't think it's in this kit, but in the anime, it has some sort of feet weapons as well. But I don't think that's in this kit. And then of course we're gonna put on the double X's solar weapons. And I'll just say this: it's so nice to see anything from Gundam X represented in any property at all. And I know that like one of the lovely things about uh, Build Fighters is a love letter to Gundam in particular, and Gundam all sides. But like X doesn't get love out there. It is, I mean, it in many ways it makes sense, right? Like it came out after Wing, and people were like, this isn't Wing. I don't know what we're doing here, but you're telling us a kind of a smaller story. There aren't a lot of Gundams. They don't do a lot. It's a post-apocalypse. No one is in school. No one is ripping up love letters. New types are back. What? Really? Okay. Kaijuxcrush is now following. Thank you very much for that follow. Appreciate it very much. But yeah, a lot of people were just like, Gundam X is not a thing that I want to see. I don't know why you're doing this, and why is this happening? It also like a thing that I thought in the beginning that is not true, but I did think in the beginning was that it didn't look as good as Wing. That's only because I watched it fan subbed because it didn't have a U.S. Subtitle official release in the United States until a couple years ago. Um, so I only saw it subtitled, and that's why it didn't look as good to me, as because I was not seeing good quality of it. And then eventually I did see some better quality of X. I like it. I like the Gundams. I think the X is great. I think the Double X is great. It's got a cool backpack attachment. Some of the other kits are really cool looking. Some fun character stuff. A big old base floating around. Young guy trying to do right. Uh, trying to be a hero and help out. It's a smaller story, but I think it's pretty neat. I think Gundam X is pretty cool. But I get why, if you were new to Gundam, if you had maybe seen G Gundam, but you were like, that's kind of weird, but like Wing was your introduction to the Gundam franchise, why X would be like, where are my pretty young men? What's happening right now? Where did my pretty young men go? What's going on? Uh, I get it. I can see it and I can understand it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand why X like literally they were like they cut the number of episodes it got pretty dramatically towards the end, which is a shame. They were able to, I think, kind of finish the story, but yeah. All right, and there. All right. Well, so yeah, we're building our big beam rock weapons here. They live on the shoulders. They're gonna live here, and then they're gonna pop up and out, and go over the shoulders. And you can have it so that they're being held by there, which is pretty neat. Overall, it's a good design. This high grade, I think, is a cool design. And while I don't particularly enjoy watching build fighters and try and divers and all that. I'm not super into the show. I do think that some of their choices for the Gundams that they have on there are neat. I think they're neat kits. And since they're not making 1/100 scale high grades these days, these are the kits that I recommend to people that are trying out the hobby. They're giving it a go. I do recommend that people give these kits a try because I think that anything from 2017 on, the build quality is very good and is a good place to start. The instructions have lots of English in them, lots of pictures, lots of references. Really do tell you what you need to do, and I think that they are a good starting place for people that want to give the hobby a try. There are stickers, but they're not overwhelming. We still have some stickers we haven't applied yet. We still have more to do with that, but it's not gonna be a whole lot, and there's only a couple tiny stickers here, so that's always nice. We do have stickers to put on in a moment or two because we got to put the little green on for our beam weapons here. We need 6 and 6. Okay. If you got any questions about anything going on build-wise or anything, feel free to let me know here. We will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two because it is now the 10 o'clock hour here in the U.S. On the East Coast where I'm at. It is now, it's almost time for the pause for the cause, which if you're new to the stream, that just means I'm going to take a moment or two, talk about ways you can support the channel if you're so inclined. You are under, obviously, no obligation to do so, but if you'd like to, you're more than welcome to. And there are various ways to do so, because, try to find ways to earn some sort of a living. But yeah, so right now I'm going to, as I was talking about this earlier, right now I'm just applying for apartment stuff, just like I was applying for jobs. I'm asking for virtual tours. I've only had so far of the places that I have requested to look at. I have a couple appointments for that, but I only have one person say, "Oh, I'm not doing that. Here's when you can come by and look at the place." And I was like, "No. I'm not going. I'm trying to limit my visits to random people's apartments, even if they might end up being where I live, as long as I can. I'm not going to go into a place and look at it for 2 minutes and no, I don't want to move in there." So, trying to be reasonable, and I think I was like, come on, just let's figure this out. Speaking of pretty boys, I've been watching Utena, and I forgot how trash tier all the dudes are. Yeah, I mean, that is, look, that show is not out here to make you think that the dudes have any redeeming quality. It is not out there to be pro boy at all. Utena has its vision, and its vision is ladies. Keep taking care of ladies. Whoa, what's going on? Whoa, hey, okay. We got 2 raids coming in. Hello. Okay, wow. Welcome, everybody. Junstar and David Sue, 330 just raided. Each raided. Welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I build model kits and Lego sets. Thanks so much, everybody that's here. Welcome. This is very nice and unexpected. Welcome. Welcome here to the old Build with Baer Workshop. Thank you for the follow, Junstar. I appreciate that. Decidedly is redeeming the gong. Welcome, people. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this right now. Wawaloo, thank you for the follow. My former roommate left this in my apartment. It is a decorative gong. I own this now because he left it. And That is a channel points thing. David Sue, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that as well. So I'm going to hit the gong. Thank you. Also, for Christmas, I received this soundboard from my mom as a lovely gift. And so that is also what my points are for. So... Yes. So I have a gong and I have a soundboard. And people have been saving up points apparently because they used so many of them now. And that is fine. I don't mind that at all. I appreciate it. But yeah, so we're body complete here with the Jegan. We started this on the last stream I did on Saturday. So that is basically body complete and working on the final pieces, which is the weapon stuff. So we're working on that and the rest of the backpack pieces here. So we're working on that. We're talking about a bunch of stuff. Because I've had such a lovely amount of folks here rating, I'm gonna do a very truncated version of the thing I normally do on the stream. Is I do a thing called the pause for the cause. It's just a brief thing where I talk about ways people can support the stream. But since I got so many people that came in right now, I'm not going to go super in depth with that. I will just say this. YouTube.com/PatBaer is my YouTube channel, and I do things that are outside this kind of thing, including a video that I put up today where I talk about anime pet peeves. I have a video series called Pat Bear's Anime Club. If you're watching this later on my YouTube channel, I put this in the show description, a link to that. So yeah, that's a YouTube link to Pat Bear's Anime Club, which is my every other Monday I do a new video, and I tried to keep it light. Pet peeves. Also, Baering the List. This is an ongoing video series that I do every Wednesday where I use Tier Maker. Y'all know Tier Maker. If you've been on YouTube for more than a second, you know that people like to make ranking videos, and I also do those. And mine are about all kinds of different things. Right now, I'm focusing on Toonami. I'm going back from the very beginning of Toonami, and for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be doing a new video a week on different eras of Toonami and ranking all the shows. So this is the first couple years of it, and then the next week, or this coming Wednesday, I'll put out the next video, which is the next few years, and then I'll finish it up the following week. Those are some video stuff you can do if you'd like, and then I'll real quickly just say that, and we'll get back to building in a moment, but I have a Discord. You can join my Discord. If you like model kit building, I have a very, very chill model kit building stream. Gotta run. Hope you have a wonderful stream. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. This is my Discord. If you'd like to join it, you're more than welcome to. People that are in the community here, the Bear Cave community, post photos of stuff they're working on. I post stuff after every stream. And I post video links and people promote themselves. If you do anything like, if you put together IKEA furniture, you can take photos of that and put it up there. You built a new shelf for your Lego sets, for your miniatures. Do you paint miniatures? Share that. Because the community is small but really nice. That is the nice thing about, my favorite thing about what I do here is I like building model kits. It's been really good, especially mentally. But mostly, a lot of very nice people found me, and it's been just great to talk to them every couple days. And then, yeah, all right, that's it. There's, various ways to support me. Check out what I do. You need to post pics of your AC guy. Heck yeah, you do. We were co-op streaming RGOO. Oh, nice. Dirty says that we should drink some water, so I will drink some water. Thank you very much for that, Dirty. Oh, the soccer. Oh, yeah, those Bandai Soccer Leagues kits. Yes. That's awesome. I love, like, I haven't worked on any of that stuff in a very long time, but there's something, like, just so nice about, like, the 7-Eleven, the baseball Gundam stuff is so just, it's so fun because, like, even if it's, like, not for me, like, right, like, Japanese soccer leagues are a thing that I know exist, but I have no connection to them, right? I don't have a favorite soccer team. But there's somebody out there that, like, it's their two favorite things together, and it couldn't be any better in their lives. Like, I have a friend who their partner does not enjoy the model kit building stuff, but oh boy, finding out there was Hello Kitty Gundam stuff. Oh man, he was so psyched about that. He would not stop talking about it. They built it together, and it was like really just nice and great. So I'm always appreciative of that. Any ways that people can like find a commonality with the hobby, even if, like I said, like I have no real connection to Japanese soccer league and people being excited about that, like, or the baseball stuff or anything like that. But if you are, that's rules, and I'm so happy that you get to have another facet of the fandom. I think that's awesome. Um, like, yeah, and the same thing with like Lego stuff, right? Like, I know some people that are like, yeah, I'm not really into Lego, and they're like, oh, that Lego Overwatch is pretty good though. And I'm like, yeah, it really is. The Lego Overwatch is pretty great. So like, folks that are really into Overwatch, I could totally understand why they would be like, oh, I'm probably going to have to get that. Aristofan is gifting subs. That's so nice of you, Aristofan. Congratulations, Royal Blue Wizard and Gallihandro. You are now subscribers. Thank you so much. Be sure to thank Aristofan for that. Let's all thank Aristofan for that. Uh, Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. If you're not able to subscribe, folks, you can't use your Twitch Prime coin, you can't use Amazon. You don't have that linked. You can't cash money right now. It doesn't work for you, or you just don't want to. Forget can't. You just don't want to. I get that, and that's okay. If you'd like to hit the follow button, turn your notifications on so you know when I go live. I do model kit building on Monday and Thursday and Saturday at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. Hi, Jam. Welcome. Happy to have you here, my friend. Welcome back, of course. And one day a week, I often do a bonus stream. This Wednesday at 9 p.m., we won't be model kit building. We're going to be watching some comedy wrestling matches, and I will be giving commentary, talking before, during, sometimes, but other times letting them speak for themselves, and then after. And we're going to explore the world of comedy wrestling and kind of like have a good time with wrestling, because sometimes lately wrestling has been sad. And so it's nice to be able to focus on some of the good stuff that goes there. Harold just cheered. Thank you very much, Harold. Appreciate that as always, my friend. Thank you for your continued support. I was working on our blasters here, so let's get going with that. Wrestling has been very sad. Yeah, it's been rough. I can't tell you that AEW planned to have most of its faces win on Saturday, knowing that people were sad about wrestling, or if that was the plan all along, or if they changed it. I do not know. But for the most part, all the good guys won, and it felt pretty great, and pretty dang necessary, because it's been a rough time. I think I meant Paige is making me care about wrestling. Y'all, look, I don't expect everybody to watch wrestling or be into it or keep up with it, because the world is in shambles, and why keep up with things if you don't want to. I feel like every time they're pitching things, he's just like, and then I come in on a horse, and they're like, you can't always do that. It's like, can't I always do that? Well, he did come in on a horse, and it was very good. He did chase someone on a horse, and it was pretty dang great. Um, yeah, I can understand it. Asuka's being the best as usual tonight. Jam, I totally believe it. I love that her face turn is her being silly, and then her being like a genuine human and excited about the idea that Becky is going to be a mom. That her being happy for Becky is all we got of her face turn. And I'm all for it. I don't care. I'm always Team Asuka, but I love that her face turn is just like, You're going to be a mom and I won the belt? Yeah. And then we're all just like, yeah, great. No one is complaining about that. Um, I like that Orange Cassidy asking the announcer's table how to win the match and being annoyed. Yeah, also Lord Crashington, apparently in the calls that were going out that day, the media call stuff, he interrupted a meeting planned, I'm sure, to be like, to ask Tony Khan, the boss, to be like, hey, what are the rules? Like, he just can't be bothered, and he looks so exacerbated. She's like, oh, fine, I'll climb a ladder. Ugh, so great. So very, very silly in a way that I really enjoyed. I love Orange Cassidy. He's the best. He's just making it happen and doing such a good job with it. Huge fan. All right, so let's see. This is 2 and this is 1. Okay. Yeah, wrestling was very fun on Saturday, but it has been kind of tough. Uh, it has been a tough time for wrestling. It was a rough couple days. So I want to kind of explore some fun stuff, and that's on Wednesday. That's my bonus stream this week. And then on Sunday, I will be on Loading Ready Run's Twitch channel, Loading Ready Run, the fantastic folks over there, and I will be guesting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Kathleen's Island Tour, which is an Animal Crossing stream on very lovely people, a collective out of Canada, and I'm very excited to be joining them for what should be a very fun time. All right, so while I put these stickers on, yeah, I think it's going to be very fun. I'm looking forward to it, to going on there. All right, while I'm putting stickers on, folks that are new to the stream, you don't know this, but the second hour of every stream, I talk about anime that came out since the last stream. Now, before all of this, there used to be numerous anime coming out all the time that I could watch whenever I wanted to. But there isn't a lot of it because a lot of it has been postponed or delayed. Or there are a couple shows that I'm just not watching. There's one show that I could watch for this that I was just like, I'm not really into it. So I stopped watching Shirin Neko. But I am going to talk about one of the shows that I'm watching that comes out on Sundays. And then I'll talk about a couple other things. One thing I rewatched, and I'll talk, promote that, or kind of talk about that. A movie that is on for a limited time that I checked out, and an older series that I never saw that just, I don't know, I missed it, and now I'm finally checking it out. So we'll start with Shachibato, President, It's Time for Battle. So last week's episode was really like the midpoint of it was like episode 7, and it was really like just kind of about the characters and not really about what's going on with the overarching story. And it started off, this episode started off like it would be more members of the office hanging out with the president of the company, and we're, a chance for us to kind of get to know these characters a little better. But that is not the case. It was just focusing on Makoto, the younger brother of the fighter in the crew, who is the healer. He is obsessed with the creatures, the demon creatures that they meet, and plants, and all kinds of stuff. He seems like a sweet kid, but he is overly enthused, and that gets him into trouble sometimes. Also, and I was like, we better have more of this, he has a backpack where sometimes eyes appear, and it talks. And we don't know, we, the audience, don't know if it's a monster that lives in there or if it is some sort of demonic backpack. And I thought it was a creature living in there, but now I think it might be a magical backpack. I don't know exactly which it is, which is a weird thing to say. It was a cute episode. They ran into a creature that was talking, that could talk, and they're figuring out what that means. And Uh-oh, that thing might be in trouble. There was a cliffhanger, y'all. It's a cliffhanger in this episode. I have said this before. Shachibato is by no means a good show, a great show, but it is a good show. It is a perfectly okay anime. If you were looking for an action show with some comedy and some bright colored characters that are silly and fun and seem to like each other, if you uh, if you are okay with a character who is tsundere but is not a major tsundere character, because there is introduced a young lady who is that kind of like mean but doesn't mean it, but she gets over that really fast. And it is not much of her character, really. Shachibato President, It's Time for Battle is great. I'll say this. Of all of the many anime that came out this season that are based on popular Japanese mobile games, Shachibato is the best of all of those that are based on Japanese mobile games, of which there are, unfortunately, many. That one is the best. And it's based on a strategy game, too, which I think is kind of neat. So, yeah, that show's just perfectly fine, I would say, if you're looking for a new show to pick up. It is on Funimation. And let's see. What else do I want to say? Thank you, the real DJ Dangerous. Thank you, Russ, for that. For that follow. So, here's an old show that's on Crunchyroll that I just never watched. I finished it. I have now finished this series. Konohana Kitan is just adorable. It is about a bunch of fox spirits that work at a shrine and are going about their day, and some we're learning about it through characters, and they're learning about each other, and it is really sweet and great, and the creepy doll character that shows up isn't that creepy, thank goodness, and is mostly pretty light, and sometimes it's touching and sweet, and sometimes it's silly, and there are characters that are annoying, but those characters don't overstay their welcome and aren't annoying for that long, and overall, it's pretty dang great and cute. So I recommend it. Konohana Kitan is a lovely little series that you can check out on Crunchyroll. Since we do have a bunch of new friends here tonight, before I move on, I will say I mention it now and again. It does not matter in the grand scheme of things, but it is important for me to mention now and again that I pay for my Funimation account, but I have a free Verve account. It's a premium account that was gifted to me because I have done some work in the past for the Crunchyroll convention team, not which is part of their marketing team. I do not have any agreement with them about content, about what I can and can't say. If I want to, as far as they're concerned, I don't have to say anything about anything. There's no discussion on that. I just have that. But it is important because if I'm talking about a show that's on Crunchyroll, I want you to know what the deal is, and you can take what I say with a grain of salt if you're interested in doing that. But we've never had any conversations about what I can and can't say or anything like that. It is simply someone doing me a huge favor by making it one less thing for me to have to take care of. And I would love it if Funimation did the same at some point. But as of now, they have not. But yeah, that's also that. And here is, speaking of Funimation, here's another Funimation show that I can talk to you about. And that show is, there's some stickers here that I don't know where they go. I just realized. I'm going to quickly look, because I got two stickers here that I didn't apply. And I definitely, they should go somewhere, I'm assuming. I guess there are some things here from another version of the kit, maybe, and that's what they're from. Sorry. I watched the One Piece movie, the latest One Piece movie, Stampede, which I hadn't seen yet. It is on Funimation for a limited time, I believe. I do not know if you have to be premium to see it, right now, or if it's for everybody. I apologize for not knowing that because I do pay for my account, so I do not know. So I apologize for not knowing the answer to that. All right, I don't know where that's supposed to go, but that's okay. Uh, yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it. I think it looks really nice. I think it's like really a really cool looking uh, show. Or movie, I should say, show. It's a great looking movie. The plot's kind of whatever. It's kind of fun to have some older characters we haven't seen in a while come back. Sometimes they're back for a particular reason. Sometimes they're just back because uh, it like there's a plot, some plot hole devices in order to justify why certain characters have returned. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, look, there's not a lot of new stuff coming out right now. Japan is theoretically starting to ease up on some of its restrictions, and some of these companies may be getting back to work. We don't know. I hope that everyone is safe and healthy, of course. So I don't want to be like, yeah, I need my Black Clover to come back. I thought the stakes were just way too high for me to care, says Lashbrook. I mean, I don't know. I think like it was. I thought like the main thing with all One Piece movies is they don't matter. They don't really matter, which is a problem. So I don't really, I've never really been like, oh, but what's going to happen to this character? It doesn't matter. So, but as far as a thing for me to watch right now, heck yeah, y'all. Give me something to watch, please. So we got a lot of extra pieces left over here, which is totally okay. But we will complete assembly here, and we will take a quick look at our kit. But yeah, looks like we got some stuff for some alt versions of this, which is kind of neat. You can make it look more like the original Jegan, which is fun. Oh, and I realized that this is a thing that this thing does is you can it shoots rockets out of its feet. That's where the other weapons are. It has blasters on its feet, which I guess is pretty good in space, but seems kind of silly otherwise. All right, so we're gonna put this on here. And then the last thing I'll talk about anime-wise, because it's always good to talk about some stuff, is what I rewatched, which is I finally watched all of Room Camp back to back to back. Now, Room Camp is the side series. How else would you rocket jump? Asked Lashbrook. I mean, that's a good point. Um, so it is the side series for Laid Back Camp, which is one of my favorite shows of the past few years. Fantastic, wonderful show. Highly recommend it. Laid Back Camp. It is a lovely show if you're looking for a very chill slice of life. Laid Back Camp is a great choice for that. Lovely show, very silly, very fun, good time. Room Camp, called Heya Camp in Japan, they're 3-minute episodes, including the ending song, 3 minutes total, and 12 episodes. And I just marathoned it. I just watched it all in a row, and it was a great time. I had a ball doing it. It's a lovely series to check out. And it was it was just a delightful series to watch in reruns all the way through. Because it's a little story. It's just to basically wet your whistle before we get the second season of the show coming out. So it's just like a side little story. A lot of episodes of Laid Back Camp end with Room Camp. Oops, popped out. I knew that was coming. Which are just kind of the light kind of treatment of the episodes. Little stories of the Outdoors Club doing their thing. And yeah, it was just nice. It was just a nice little show, and you get to see episodes of the nice little show. That's all I'll say about that. If you're looking for another series to check out, I recommend it. because it is cool. And that's it. Yeah. I mean, of course, we'll have more. Thursday, we'll talk about the stuff that comes out on Wednesday and Thursday, and I'll probably pick another show to kind of be able to talk about. And we will be prepared to be sad about another show, which is Kashigoto. Kashigoto, which is a fun show, except when it's sad as hell. Holy shit, that series has some sad moments, and I was unprepared for how really sad some of it could be. That's the thing. People say like, "Oh, slice of life." Like, slice of life does not mean chill. It often is chill, but sometimes slice of life is like life, and it is sad as hell, and deeply troubling. Sometimes slice of life really hits you in the gut. All right, and then these open up. This, yeah, from like the Double X did. All right, I can show this off now a little bit here. We'll pop this up on my camera. DJ Dane is following. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah, so this is the kit here. You can see we could hold the guns there like that if we wanted to, but we'll just have it there so we can hold the other weapon. It's got a short range weapon. It's got its skirt weapons here. Whoops. These things do, because they are modular, do pop off a little easily. That is, I would say, probably the most annoying part of the kit so far, is that these do pop off. But otherwise, this is a lovely build. And I am going to take a photo of it so that I can post it on social media and do all that. So excuse me for a moment while I take a photo of this. And booyah. Let me take a better one. Yeah. Booyah. Okay. Do you ever watch something for too long and then you pick up a thing that is said in that show and you start saying it sarcastically? The most recent thing that I was saying was Chance Ball, because I watched all of Haikyuu. Like, over the course of several days, I binged all of that anime, and that is a phrase that gets said quite a bit. Chance Ball. So I was saying Chance Ball a whole lot. Well, I was watching non-anime related. I was watching the Teen Titans Forever. I don't think it's called Forever. Whatever. It's the crossover with Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go that is very reminiscent of the Ninja Turtles universe movie thing. And one of the biggest problems of watching Teen Titans content is the amount of times that Cyborg says "booyah," and then I started saying "booyah," and I don't need to be saying "booyah." Just like, oh, finished making my eggs this morning. They're all set and ready for me to eat them. Booyah! And it's like, oh, I have to stop that. I can't be saying booyah all the time. So hopefully this is temporary, y'all. Hopefully me saying booyah is not a thing that I'm just going to be doing a lot, because that would be bad. DJ Dane, like the Black Knight 2000 Power Mashup. Oh! Booyaka 619. Yes! Yes, Lord Crashes. Imagine if I was just saying Booyaka all the time. That would be weird. Final Fantasy, I think 8, one of the main party members has a move called Booyah, I think. Yeah, I gotta be careful about that. Oh yeah, that Black Knight 2000 Power is a great mashup. Good work. Okay, we're moving on. We're gonna move on to the Devil Gundam. Y'all know about the Devil Gundam? I said the Devil. Y'all know about the Devil Gundam? Is this a thing that we know about? Do we know about G Gundam and the Devil Gundam thing? Cause it's It's a lot, y'all. We don't have that many pieces here, which is great. This is a high grade from, legitimately, this high grade is from 1995, I want to say. Yeah, let me double check the box here. 1995. This is a Bandai Spirits. Um, Hype the lovely blue Bandai logo there. Hype this beautiful art. Look at this box. They don't look. This art is so evocative. It just makes you be like, oh, I'm gonna get that. Like it's a fight scene because you got the Devil Gundam and you've got the God Gundam or the Shining Gundam, uh, or Burning Gundam. You know, right there, ready to go, ready to fight. This is the uh, Neo Japan Mobile Fighter Devil Gundam. There were only a few Gundam in the G Gundam series that were made into a master grade, and we have built all of them. Every single one. The Burning, the God, or sorry, Shining God, Master Gundam, Master Asia's Gundam, and the Gundam Spiegel were all done in master grade. Everything else we need to do in high grade, and we will eventually do all of them that are I can get. I was happy to pick this up. It is a weird Gundam. You will never see this in the master grade. But what if they made an RE100 of this? What if they made an RE100? I think it would be phenomenal, and I think that it would be a great kit to put together. Does this kit transform in? Does it have like legs and then not legs and look more like the head that the Gundam is coming out of? Yes, it does. Is this instruction book the smallest instruction book I've ever seen for a high grade? You bet your ass it is. Look at it. It's just 4 pages, and the build is you're done. It's 13 steps. No English anywhere. This is 1995. There is no English in this kit. You don't need it. Basically, the only color in the instruction part, which is great. Oh, there are 14 steps. Good night, Harold. Happy to have you here. Have a good one, my friend. There are like, hey, you have to lift this part up if you want to put this part down. Which, fair, good on you. The corruption of this, this kit was, in a bad way. It's the Devil Gundam. But I've always wanted to. I've never built this. Sometimes this stream, I pick up kits that I built like years and years ago, like in the late 90s or the early 2000s, before I stopped building for a very long time. But then there's a few things that I just like never showed up. Hey, what's up, Para? There's some stuff that just like never showed up in my hobby shops, and in the mid to late 90s, I wasn't ordering stuff out of magazines or on the internet. I wasn't buying kits like that. So if it didn't show up at the hobby shops or import stores that I frequented, I didn't buy them. So I didn't build this kit in 1995. I am very interested in building it now, and obviously we're doing that on stream. That's what we're doing here. So yeah, let's get started. You're definitely doing a lot with your connectors, your PCs here. We're going to get a lot of work out of that. They're lettered, which is the old school method of doing that. So we do that. Plastic is numbered. Those parts are lettered. Stickers are just kind of like we don't see the things you'll see in modern instruction books. I'll pull out this last one here. We can take a little tour of this. So in modern instruction books, when you add stickers, they have this little icon now that lets you know it's sticker time, right? So you'll see this little thing right here, this little square right there. That lets you know there's a sticker and it's sticker time. This kit does not have that. This kit just has some lettering and some shapes and an arrow, and so you kind of have to know, oh, that's where that goes. Now, as I said, we're not dealing with that many stickers, so we should be pretty good on where they have to go. But we'll cross any bridge we need to when we come to it. This won't be the most in-depth build I've done, but like it's it's a weird one, and I'm all about doing weird kits. I haven't been bored yet by model kit building. Like I'll say that I certainly haven't been bored when it comes to model kit stuff. But putting together something like this, I'm like, oh, this is weird looking. So many parts of this just seem odd. Um, I get questions about G Gundam now. For some reason, I get a lot of questions about G Gundam. I think it's actually I know why. It's because I build G Gundam kits, so people are like, "What is that?" Um, I think that Domon is one of the best Gundam pilots of his era. I think his story is great. I think his story is his journey is a sad one, but a really easy one to kind of get behind. And when he has doubts, I think they're reasonable doubts, and I think that his struggles and the things he has a lot to overcome, and I think that it's a good story. It's also just a mess. It's just a mess of a series and hard to like if you're gonna pick up G Gundam, you're gonna watch G Gundam. You have to understand that it is a fighting tournament where a bunch of countries that have all left the Earth almost exclusively. So they're all neo whatever and this thing. They're all colonies. They have representatives of their colonies fight on Earth representing them. So this is Neo Japan's this Gundam. Well, it's the normal one because Japan is the country that made this. But Mexico is the Tequila Gundam. And America is this mismatch of a boxer and a football player character. Uh, like it is it is a lot. There is a windmill Gundam out there for Holland. Uh, it is kind of one note in a lot of characters. There are characters that have story and they have drive and they have like ambitions and there's an overarching thing that's happening. There's the Devil Gundam and it is no, it's not an apple pie epic open world. Uh there's a lot of I mean there's like I said, story of redemption and it's a story of hey Christian is a story of tragedy upon tragedy on a few people and can you rise above that and character's fall from grace and his possible redemption. And also, there's a Ninja Gundam from Germany, and that doesn't make it. And then nobody knows why. No, I mean people know why, but nobody knows why. Uh, yeah. So there's a lot of stereotypes. There's a lot of stereotypes that are portrayed in the Gundams. The characters themselves, for the most part, don't have as many terrible nonsense stereotypes. Some do, but not all of them. Russia doesn't come out great in it. In general, in that series, it's not. Yeah, it's not super respectful of anything or anyone. But Domon does shine. Also, hey, because it's a fighting series, because it is the first attempt to do something different with the Gundam world, and it is more of a fighting shonen. Um, Instead of sitting in chairs, people don these suits, and then they're standing, and almost like they're controlling the Gundams like that way. So how do you move that logically? Well, a guy rides a horse, and he gets in his Gundam, and his horse gets in their mobile suit, which is a Pegasus, and a horse pilots a Pegasus mobile suit, and he sits on the mobile suit. So it's great. Yes, there. So while the tournament to declare the winner, because the winner of the tournament gets say in gets control of a lot of things. There are alliances because there is an hey, you may have noticed that this thing is called the Devil Gundam. So there's more going on than just the tournament. The tournament is actually like the is actually like the forefront of it, and the thrust of it. But there are other things happening. Like one of my favorite characters pilots the Noble Gundam. Um, and it's basically a Sailor Scout Gundam because she is a lady, so it has high heels, and in some ways the costume rules and is very cool, but in other ways it sucks and is bad because it is it's a lady Gundam, so it needs to have boobs and it doesn't really have boobs, but it basically has boobs, but it needs to have like a lot. There's a lot going on. It's a mess. It has heels. It's a Gundam has heels and a ribbon, but it also looks cool and it's tough. It's sometimes tough to be too mad at it because, as I said, a horse pilot's a mobile suit, so it's kind of the best. Also, I'm not going to give away spoilers to this show in any way, shape, or form if you haven't watched G Gundam. But just if you're like, hey, this character is supposed to be a good guy, but he seems really evil. Like everything about him, including his Gundam, seems evil as heck. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's a little too obvious. Yeah, pretty much. Epic says, and second thought, a mac and cheese Gundam would be better than an apple pie Gundam for America. Yes, it's just a mac and cheese Gundam. Yeah, there's a windmill Gundam. There's like a sarcophagus Gundam. It's a lot of it is very like exactly what you would think it would be. So the Chinese Gundam is pretty neat. But yeah, it is. Overall, it's not bad. And as I said, I think Rain, who is on Domon's team, also one of the things they did was they paid tribute to some very early Gundam stuff. Domon has a cockpit. His cockpit, how he enters his thing, is a vehicle, which is very old school, and is a thing that I love about Gundam series. I love that. I've always loved that. So that was really neat to see. Whereas, like, that's not a thing that is too often that you're, like, riding a racer and jumping up and, blasting off a cliff and then flying into your mobile suit and then taking control of it. That is a silly nonsense thing that I think is pretty great. All right, and see. But yeah, G Gundam. It's it's pretty messed up, and I can't be definitely check it out because I think most Gundam series I don't have any issues with. Some of them have shown their age for being old. I think Double Zeta is kind of weird because it is I don't know, it's light in some ways, whereas the Zeta was very serious. It isn't, it doesn't necessarily approach that. Some people really don't like Gundam Seed, and they don't like the sequel to Gundam Seed. I think they're fine. Iron Blooded Orphans is a tough watch because it is fucking devastating. And in many ways, it is the best modern representation of Gundam. Instead of it going too far, other series clearly didn't go far enough. But everybody's got their thing that they're the shows they love. I don't know if Wing would hold up for people who haven't watched Gundam before. If a mid '90s show that is that maybe suffers some in the second half. I don't know if that would hit with people. I think still think it's fantastic. It's still my favorite Gundam show, but I could understand if people were like, nah. Yes, Iron Blooded Orphans is so dark and so sad, and it should be, and it is, and it's great, and it's affecting. Um, and I think it is. It does a fantastic job of doing what it's supposed to do. But it's not for everybody. And that happens. I get that. Uh, what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, there's just so many Gundam shows. If your exposure is builds and you like the kind of the young people Gundam shows, sure. If you like the really old school stuff, sure. If you like um, if you're here for the chibi stuff and you like that CG Romance of the Three Kingdoms but with Gundams thing, that I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, yeah, enjoy. I decided that wasn't necessarily for me, but if that's for you, heck yeah, enjoy it. I mean, one of those Gundams has a beard. That doesn't make any sense, and that's perfect. And I have always loved that. I have always and will always love that nonsense. Uh, it's Alpha Prime. I can't remember. There's a very old Gundam. Uh, Not Gundam. There's a very old Transformer, like one of the ancient early Transformers, and he has like a robot beard, and that doesn't make any sense. Why do you have a robot beard? Yeah, Netflix has a lot of Gundam. Yeah, that's totally right. There's a bunch of stuff on YouTube. There's stuff on Funimation. I don't know if there's anything on Funimation. Crunchyroll has a lot of stuff if you want to watch subtitled things, which are my preference, but they don't have to be your preference. I know for some people they're like, oh, thank God. Um, uh, I'm so psyched that the show that I like, the dub is out for the show that I really like, and I'm like, okay, that's your deal. I am not here to tell you don't watch uh, dubs. Do it. Go for it. Um, if that's what you like, then heck yeah. Watch the things you want to watch the way you want to watch them and enjoy them. Rubber hands, folks. This is old school. Now this isn't like fully rubberized, but this is like the kind of like very bendy. But this is it. You got one pair of hands. They are not made out of plastic. They are on the PC tray here, uh, and that is what we're dealing with. This is uh, this is what you're dealing with a lot in this generation of high grades. Um, the 1/100 high grades from this era are so good. I mean, they're of their time, obviously, right? But the G Gundam 1/100 scale high grades, the Gundam X high grades, the Wing high grades that are in the 1/100 scale are some of my favorites. They are big, easy to assemble, good time friends that I definitely like. Like nostalgia makes me probably a little too enthused about them, but I just think they were such great kits and so easy to assemble from that era. Uh, Highly recommend that if you're like, oh, I want to go back and build some old '90s kits, like those 1/100 scales are great, and there's nothing like them now. As I said, now the modern uh, high grades are the 1/4 scale and are very good. And the Iron Blooded Orphan kits, the non-graded, the full mechanics line, are closer to that. I mean, you're getting a lot of skeletons, but stuff, but they're closer. But they're still doing it. Oh yeah, Doro Doro on Netflix. Yes, I am very excited to watch that. I will cover that on the stream certainly. Uh, oh, whistle there. Apologize for that. That I'm really looking forward to. Uh, yeah, I've watched some clips here and there to know that Dorodoro was something that I definitely wanted to savor, and I'm very excited to watch that on Netflix, US when it drops, because it was only available in Japan, and now we're getting it here in the States. All right, so I'm going to finish off this arm, and we will come back to this on Thursday. A reminder, my next stream is this Wednesday at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. This Wednesday is a bonus stream. It is not the usual build stream. So if you were looking for a build stream, that is not what I'm doing. This Wednesday, I'm going to be showing clips of some of my favorite comedy wrestling stuff, and I'll be talking during and before and after, and kind of giving you some context for some things, some looks at them. We'll look at some classic stuff from around the world, and including at least one thing that involves me, Pat Baer, in my tentative comedy career that was involved wrestling. I will not say that I was a wrestler. I was a comedian doing a show about wrestling, because I have to respect the craft, which I was not a part of that world as a wrestler. I was a comedian producing a comedy show that was about wrestling. So that'll be on Wednesday, and I hope you join me for that. We are going to raid people. That is what we do here on the stream. We always end the stream with a raid, so that we can share the love and support what's going on out there. And I don't think I'm necessarily going to go find a builder for us to go raid, but I will find someone cool, and maybe it's somebody that you know and you think is awesome, and somebody that you want to follow and check out later. That is always the goal. And it's often somebody that I want to just hang out and watch as I'm like cleaning up from my stream. So let me check my list of who's streaming right now. Let's see. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Xandra. Our good friend Xandra is doing an anniversary stream. So let's go raid. Casey's going to stream in like 5 minutes, I think. Oh, that would be fun. Oh, Casey. Yeah, you know what? Casey is streaming. And, yeah, I don't know what Casey's going to stream, but we'll go and see what Casey's live yet. Is Casey live yet? It's online. I don't know. I want to go raid him, but he's not on yet. Well, I'm going to refresh my page here. Gonna go to, yeah. He is. He is streaming. I just can't find for some reason he's not showing up on my list of people who are going live. 8, okay, yeah, so I don't know. Casey's very funny. You're not wrong. Anyway, because she's streaming right now and she's doing a 5-year anniversary stream of her HRT, we are going to go raid Xandra, the lovely Xandra. She also made my emotes. So we're going to go give her a look. And if you want to, go check out if you want to go check out Casey or somebody else, you're more than welcome to do that. But we are going to go give Xandra a raid, because Xandra is good people. Once again, folks, my next stream is on Wednesday, 9 p.m. My next build stream, where we'll continue with this kit, is going to be on Thursday. So come check that out. Thanks so much for watching the stream. I hope you have a great rest of your night. We're going to go raid Xandra. And also, everybody that came in on a raid, make sure you hit that follow button. It's PATBAER. Watch my next stream. Thanks so much for being here.